All right, let's see now if it's working. Hello everyone, how y'all doing today? There we go. Okay, I was having some slight problem with the connection. I was like, what the heck? I was live and nothing was popping up. Okay, this is Yusuf Chaudhry once again, your digital marketing coach from San Antonio, Texas. How y'all doing today? This evening, how was your day? What are y'all working on? Just give me a minute here. Excuse me. Lisa, what's going on? Thank you for liking the video. So today's subject going to be how to analyze your website. So there are a few things to really consider if you have an existing website. I mean, if you are going to start building a site from the beginning, there's a certain area you need to look for, right? The first thing is, let's see, there's somebody left a comment here. What's going on here? Hey Lisa, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. So today's subject is going to be on how to analyze the website. So I'm going to talk about, at first, I'm going to talk about how to prepare building the website. Then after that, I'm going to look at some of Michelle. What's going on? Thank you for tuning in. I did update my About Me section today. That's awesome. So the first thing is when building a website, there are a few questions you have to take into consideration. Okay. This is very, very important. It's very simple. The question might be very, very simple, but it's very important at the same time. The first thing is, before you decide to build a website, you do have to spend some time to identify who is your target audience. Once again, dude, I am on Facebook. This guy says, what's the link? Says, where's the link? It's in my Facebook. Matthew, what's going on? Welcome to have you back. Okay, so the first question is you have to identify and do a lot of research about who is your target audience. This is very, very important. What's the demographic? Okay, what's their age? What's their gender? What do they like? What they don't like? Okay, so you have to know who is your audience, because if you build something and you're not targeting your customer, it is going to be a complete waste of time. Okay, the second thing is you have to optimize your website to basically help your target audience find you, right? Not just find you. When they find your website, there are certain things you have to put in place to show them what they need to do in terms of navigating the page, clicking on some sort of call to actions like, book an appointment or give me your name and email addresses. Are we good so far? So identify your customers, optimize the website, then understand that you do have to get traffic, but not all traffic are equal. That's why the traffic has to be targeted traffic, okay? And if you want to generate that traffic, you have to use paid traffic and organic traffic. When I say paid traffic, I'm talking about Google Ads, Bing advertising, social media ads, right? When I talk about organic traffic, I'm basically talking about implementing SEO, social media, organic posts. Those are organic, okay? What's up with this guy? Lie. My God. Second, this guy messaging me on Facebook and asking me that he can find me on Facebook. Like, dude. All right. Okay. So those are the elements. Now, when you build a website, you have to have a clear objective, like what is the purpose of the website, because not all websites again are equal. Some websites are content-based only, like blogging. Some websites are for hobbies. Some websites are for an e-commerce, like selling specific products, do some sort of transaction. Some websites are for retail. So have a clear idea what is the objective of the website, right? Fahad, finally, like, where's the link? It's a Facebook. So what is the? I was talking about what is the objective of the website, right? Uh, then how many pages do you need, and why do you need those pages? Like, why do you need the home page? Why do you need the contact page? Why do you need the service page, right? Why do you need testimony page? Every page have a purpose and have a reason behind them. So you need to know those things, right? When we talk about having a blog page, there's two benefits of having a blog page. One, to write content that addresses the challenges and the issues that your customer are looking for, and that will create some type of expertise level for your target audience. The second thing is for the search engine to grab the content. My voice is low. Come on, man. Must be your. Is my sound clear? Do you want me to be very loud? How about right now? Everybody, can you all hear me clearly? Is there any issue with the sound? Is there any issue with the sound? Let me know. You're fine on Periscope. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Welcome back. There's a loud okay. Christine, I hear you well. Okay. Sorry about the hum noise, maybe because of the headset. Okay. But as long as you can hear me, I'll make sure that I'll be a little bit loud. So those are some of the factors, right? So let's go ahead and yes, low volume. Can you crank up your volume, Fahad? Because everyone says it's okay for them. Everyone says they can hear me. So you might want to crank up the volume. How about this? Let me try this one. This is going to be a little bit echoey because here. Is the sound better right now? Let me know. It is going to grab other noises on the background. If the sound is good right now, let's see. If the sound is good. Volume is fine. Lisa says, everyone says volume is fine except you, Fahad, man. What's going on, bro? I will check. Can you hear me right now? I pulled the headset. Can you hear me clearly? Can everybody hear me clearly? This guy. Everyone, what do you all think? Should I plug the speaker, the headset back, or should I use the laptop microphone? Laptop microphone. Is it good right now? Okay. Laptop microphone it is. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at this awesome website that my friend Fahad is trying to work on. He's another WordPress developer from Jeddah. Okay, from Jeddah. So, and I'm cooking and can still hear you. Awesome, Michelle. So let me go ahead and share the screen. Both are fine, says Mr. Anderson. Thank you so much. So let me go ahead and show you how to run a basic analysis. So this website right here, okay, this website here, she is a dietitian, okay. She's a dietitian. Her name is Masa Nutri Club. That's her website. So when you look at the website, first thing is just by looking at the color, and of course it's in a different language, folks. It's in Arabic. Okay. She's a dietitian and she lives in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Okay. Just by look at the color, you would know that this is something had to do maybe with food or health or anything like that. The few things we have to take into consideration too, that nowadays the so-called slider doesn't work anymore. In fact, the strategy behind a slider is not good. Why? When you get your target audience, right, your target audience coming to your website, If you give them too many options, they might get confused, right? So that's why one of the question was, what is the objective of the website? So if the objective of the website is to capture the lead or capture the name and email addresses, or to book an appointment or book a session, there has to be some sort of call to action, like right here. And the call to action, by the way, should not match the color of the brand. Because right now, the brand is all green and white, but you can see this is the logo. So the call to action should not match the color of the website. There's a psychology behind it, because if you use like yellow or red or some off color, that will cause some sort of attention to your eyes. You know what I mean? You can just look at it without even trying to look at it. So make sure, Fahad, the call to action color should be different. Remove the slider completely, because Fahad is a web developer. He's working on redesigning this website with the proper strategy, right? So remove the slider, have a different call to action, figure out what kind of call to action she wants. There should be one message, and the message right in this area should be something as if you are addressing your customer, right? You don't want to start by saying that I'm the greatest and come to me. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is, for example, are you suffering from health issues with dieting, or are you struggling with eating healthy under a budget? Are you struggling not to know where to start? So basically the copy, the ad copy has to address the problem and the challenges that the customer is going through. Then below that, she will say something like, I have the solution to X, Y, and Z. Book a session, get the copy, get the ebook, or whatever. Okay? So get rid of the slide, because 75% of the visitors don't even look at the second slide. And plus, it's confusing because I'm trying to read the first one, and suddenly now it's going to the second one and the fourth one. I'm so confused. What should I pick, right? So you have to be laser targeted focus. The website has to have an agenda, and the agenda is, let's say in this situation, to capture the emails. And I did notice that she has some sort of pop-up. The situation of the pop-up, that blind people, they don't know if the pop-up thing shows up. So I would recommend the pop-up here. Maybe on the blog section, you might want to have a sidebar or a lead capture between the content of the blog post. Make sense? Yes, of course, I'm going to go through everything. Okay, I'm going to go through everything. Oh, she's with us? Ya hala biki, how are you? Good. So that's the first thing. Get rid of the sliders. Have one clear message addressing your audience, okay, with the call to action. Because that call to action is your money-making machine. What I mean by that, it's where you collect the leads, okay? So you have to come with the plan. What is the one main, primary, relevant, important call to action do I want to have on the site? Because when my target audience jumps in, I want them to do that. Excuse me. I want them to do that. Okay. So that's the first thing. Ditch the slides. Okay. Let's see. الاتصال بنا أخبار وصحافة. Let's see. All these pages are good. This email right here, get rid of it, because if you leave your email publicly visible like that, you are susceptible to get spams. Okay. Masa, hey, thank you. You're most welcome. Ya hala biki. Assalamu alaikum. Having this email, you are susceptible to get spam. So you don't want to have this here. Ditch this one as well. Now this M thing, I don't know what is that. I don't know what is this for. Okay, if I don't understand what is this for, what is this for? Does it do anything? Mail munch? What happened? Okay, what is this? And there's also UTM. There's a tracking link code. What is this? Okay, I'm just going to wait on that for a few minutes. I'm like, what is a mail munch? So if there's no call to action to anything that's confusing, you don't want to keep that. Another important factor: you don't have SSL certification. You do need to have HTTPS for security reason, and also it is being verified through Google that the HTTPS does help with ranking. Okay, what is this? Mail munch. Oh, so it's an ad for using mail munch. I wouldn't do that. I would I would remove this thing because you're giving a free advertising for Mail Munch. Okay. Melanie Mendez, Yusuf, do you mean spam to the email address or spam on the website? No, what I mean, Melanie, that if you leave your email like this publicly open, you will get spam. You are going to get spams because there's so many bots out there that goes on the internet to look for public emails to send spam. So you don't want to leave that email like that. What you need to do is have a contact page with the contact form. That way, an actual user will enter the information with the captcha and whatnot, so you don't have to get I haven't used the website since five. Yeah, Fahad told me, and believe it or not, I was laughing at it. Sorry, but I have to laugh. Like I was like, right? You were getting like possibly 20 hits a month, and I was telling Fahad, hey, if you have access to the Google Analytics and the Search Console, make sure you get access to that because at least even if you get few traffic, the Google Analytics will give you an idea about the behavior of the visitor to your website. Okay, it's very, very important to have those two things. So remove this thing here, the free ad, remove the email. So this suggestion that Fahad is running right now because he has a crazy, awesome plan to redesign your website. Okay, and he was asking me, can you share some ideas? I said, sure, no problem. This one here, سجل في القائمة البريدية. Again, I wouldn't put this thing here. I would probably put it somewhere else. Too many things going on. Now, I did look at your social channels. Another tip, if you want to have a social media channel icon, try to use the original color. Because if you have the original color, it's easy on the eye. Right now, they're all the same. I don't know which one is which. Okay. So let's look at these channels. I think the best one is your Instagram. I see a lot of activities on your Instagram, but LinkedIn, which is, by the way, LinkedIn has a way, especially in your niche of dietitian and health, you can definitely get a lot of customers through LinkedIn. So this is your LinkedIn account. I might have to do another session on each platform. So the LinkedIn looks kind of okay. Instagram, like, oh my God, what is this? Completely dead. With your niche, honestly, you can build a huge audience using Pinterest because 75% of the interest followers are female, and the most popular topics are, beside the real estate, is very popular topics within Pinterest: food, purses, health, right, and fitness. Those are very popular. Mr. Anderson, the designer does not have to be the host, correct? What do you mean the designer doesn't have to be the host, Mr. Anderson? Can you clarify your question, please? Okay. So some work needs to be done on the Pinterest. Remove the Google Plus page because they discontinued this Google Plus. The personal Google Plus profile is gone, so you need to remove that. Make sure you don't add it. Facebook page, good. You have the Facebook page. That's great. You have like 6,000 followers now. In order for me to understand again how your audience are, okay, the designers of your website. Excellent question, Mr. Anderson. The designer, here's the thing. I'm going to jump to you. I'm going to answer your question, then jump back. The designer of, he's a different, website designers are not the same as website developers. Okay. You will find sometime a developer who has the knowledge of design. You will also find designers just design and they don't do coding and they pass it to the coder, right? Now, it's up to you. You as a customer, if you buy your own domain name, your own web hosting, you can give access to your web designers or web developers or web designer developer, right? Some agencies, some freelancers, some contractors, what they do, they have a reseller account or they can buy the domain under their reseller account with hosting and they host everything on their hosting and manage it for you. So there are different options, okay? Yeah, I mean, you can go with GoDaddy, get the domain, buy the hosting from them and give it to the developer and they will do the work. Or there are some developers that they have an account with GoDaddy. They will buy the domain on your behalf and they're going to build everything. Now, the challenge is if they do that, you don't have technically full ownership, even though it's your domain, but it's under their name. So this is me. The way I do it, I tell the clients, buy your own domain, get your own hosting, and give us access, we'll do it for you. Now, if you want us to do like have it hosted on our server, we can do that. But as soon you, let's say, don't pay us crazy, we can block you down. Okay, so that's the whole thing. So different agencies does it differently. Some people can tell you to do it directly for you, or some will do it on their account. Okay, coming back to the Masa's Facebook page, I need to look at your Facebook analytics. There is some engagement, but it's not too many. But you do have to look at Facebook Insights to find out exactly what days are the most popular engagement. Okay, Twitter. Let's see. Twitter. You have some followers, again, low engagement. What you can also do, especially I was telling Fahad that numbers to me is very, I don't care about numbers. What I care about, quality numbers, right? So even if you have 50 or 10 loyal followers, that is 10 times more valuable than just like 5 million or 5,000 followers. So what I would love to do is analyze some of your social media accounts. I was sharing with Fahad different tools, like an analytical tools, to basically see how many fake followers do you have, and how many targeted followers do you have, and how many that are not interested in what you're offering. So for Twitter, there's this one awesome tool. There are many tools. I'm going to share one of them. Is called Spark Toro. Let's see if we can use a Spark Toro. Spark Toro. So they have a feature here to find out. Yeah, please. My focus is on Instagram. Yes, I'm gonna go to Instagram in a few minutes. But with your niche, if you want to take your business to the next level, my advice is do not throw everything in one basket. What I mean by that, yes, utilize the social, utilize the website, utilize ad, everything. Because God forbid if one day Instagram decide to shut down your account, then what's going to happen, right? That's why collecting name and email addresses is super, super important. Let me find out. There's a one tool right here. What is it called? Let me find out. So this is a tool, basically will help you to find out how many of your followers on Twitter are real or active or fake. Okay, so this is one tool, you can utilize it. All right, we can talk about that later, how to do it. Then let's see, I know you have your Instagram. Here's your Instagram account. 80,000 followers. I do see, I love how you set up all these perfectly right here, very well organized. But your Facebook group page, this link is unacceptable. Okay, you have to go to the settings and create your account. It should be like facebook.com/group/ your group name, not like this weird long message. Okay, now if you want to optimize the website and strategically put it in place in all the social channels so you can get more followers to your website and collect their name and email addresses, then it should be here as well. But this thing should be fixed. Okay, when I do see that you good engagement, 300 likes, 70 conversation, 13,000 likes, let's see, 110 conversation. So your engagement is good, but compared to 80,000, when you do the ratio, it is still considered low. But I would say your Instagram is doing the best, right? Your Instagram is doing the best. Let me see if you're using the hashtags properly. Okay, good in English. Okay, good. You're doing good. Perfect. So your strategy is good. You're doing, because your audience are all in, and I see some English, but English and Arabic. Okay, good. Vitamin C, vitamin Alif, vitamin A, D. Yeah, especially nowadays, you all need to have vitamin C and A and D, right? With a little bit of zinc. That's not my area, but I'll let I must have answer you guys with that. So the Instagram is fine. I see a lot of conversation, but when we talk about having the website ready, we need to put the website back here or having your Facebook group back here. If you share content about your courses, the challenge with the Instagram, the links are not clickable. So you might have to put the link here in the profile. Okay. The only time the link is clickable if you are running a video ad or an Instagram ad, right? And I think I highly advise you to do that. I highly advise you to run an Instagram ad for one of the courses that you're working on. Okay. So Instagram doing really, really good. But of course, the LinkedIn and the Facebook and the Pinterest, remove the Google Plus and Twitter, those need some works, and I would still utilize them for your content, for your courses, and also for your website. I'm not gonna ask you to completely dish them out. They're very important. Yes, absolutely. In the LinkedIn, in fact, like I said, I'm gonna have to do a session on LinkedIn by itself because that's a whole session by itself. I want to do a session this week. I'll grab a session on. I'll do a live streaming only on each channel because each one of them have a strategy, right? The main principle of social media strategy is that when you understand this principle, and that is to provide awesome, valuable content to your target audience, something your customer are hungry for it, right? You provide those information, they're hungry, they like it, they share it, they benefit from it. That's the one thing. The second thing, because you're sharing those materials, those articles, those content, those awesome stuff, you're creating that engagement. So they're gonna engage, they're gonna share, they're gonna talk, they're gonna comment, right? Then that creates a nurturing. You have to nurture them. Then you have to use the analytics to track your effort to see exactly what's going on. I mean, when you have multiple channels, I mean, I suggest even using a service like Buffer app. If you use Buffer app, you can schedule all your content to your LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, even, and Pinterest, and you can use the tool to help you analyze to see exactly what time people like this and how they're responding. So that's something is good to have. On the LinkedIn profile, you can definitely have a description about what you do and a call to action that tells the audience to go to the website. And the cool thing about LinkedIn as well, you can write a specific blog within LinkedIn, right? Write an awesome blog within LinkedIn, and part two of that blog can go back to your website. Okay. All right. So the Instagram is good. Let's go back to the site. So you gotta change this color, remove the Google and color changed. I know there was a pop-up. I think it's not showing up anymore because I already looked at it. So this is your audience, right? Every mother, wife, housewife. Okay, this is your target audience. Good, 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 good. But you see, even after all this talk, there should be call to action because you're talking to your audience. But what should I do next? Okay, you're telling me that I'm rabbat bed, rabbat manzil, this, I have kids, you know, too much work, I want to get healthy. Then there should be some sort of call to action even after this message because you're addressing them. Okay. These, what are these? What are these? So you see this one here. I don't know. I mean, what is this? What is this? Is this like content? Is this like a blog? Then it should say blog or read more or read content. Okay. These images are good, are amazing. Oh man, look at that, mashallah. Let's see. The only thing with the pop-up, hold on to that because, like I said, blind people also look at your website. So when the pop-up pops up, their software doesn't tell them what's going on there. So I would not use the pop-up right now. I think the pop-up should be not necessarily the pop-up, but the lead capture should be put in a different place strategically. Okay, and the only thing you can use to find out what happens to it or where the click happens, you need to configure the Google Analytics and the Google Search Console. Okay, it's very important to configure those two systems. Then leave the new website live at least for a month maximum, so you can see exactly what's happening. Okay, whatever you do on the website has to be based on the data, not just based on how I feel like. Okay. When we scroll down, what I would suggest, I don't know if you have a clinic, but all these, you can remove all these. I mean, this is like part of the, used to be a comment section on the site. You can remove all that. Just have the links, I have the lead capture box right here again for the subscribers, the links, and maybe the logo again with a short bio. And if you have a clinic, right now, of course, things are probably closed, but you can also have a map of your business, okay? But I'd remove all these, right? I don't know what does this mean here. I don't know what is this. Oh, I'm saying, that's fine. Okay, أخصائية التغذية مع البيطار. Okay, that's fine. There was something else. You can definitely remove, hide this one, or say something like, what is it? Uh, um, you need to put like some sort of legal disclaimer, privacy policy, legal disclaimer, privacy policy in terms of service links on the bottom. Okay. Now, so that's the basic user experience feedback on how this website should look like when a visitor comes in. You need to tell them what they need to do. If it's a lead capture or call to action, like for example here, if the call to action is here, then that can take them where you can connect it with the MailChimp so they can, enter the name and email. But sometimes new customers are not going to take that action quickly. They still have to go through the site, learn, and see what else is there. Because in order for somebody to trust you, they have to read more information to build that credibility. So I'm assuming you have a blog page, I think, right? Do you have a blog page? A blog page is very, very, very important to have, because on the blog page, you can also use the lead capture there. Okay. Now let's talk about speed. So right now we talked about the basic user experience, design point of view. How should you build the site in a sense that you are directing the visitor on what they need to do next? They come in, the message is in front of them, there's a call to action, book a session, 30-minute free session, or get into the list. Okay, that's the main call to action. If they don't do that, then they're going to read more content, like, about the business, about the services, other stuff within the site. Okay. No, I don't. I don't know. What are you referring to? I don't. Okay. Can you check our Instagram and tell me about the tools that I can use for the analytics? You sent a lot of them yesterday. Which one is good? One paid one. Yes, I sent a lot. So first of all, for the Instagram, what have you been, man? I just talked about Instagram quickly. For the Instagram, there is one really, really good. It's called, let's see. Audit. Was it? Where did it go? It's not coming up. You don't have a blog? Oh man, you need to have a blog. And the reason you need to have a blog because you have so much amazing content. In fact, even if you do videos, you can convert those videos into text and use that. Why? Because for two reasons. First, your audience do go to Google to look for similar information to what you're providing, right? That's number one. Number two, the Google bots goes to the internet, looks for similar information, and if they find information on your website that talks about these sort of things, it will index it and it will get you more traffic. Okay, it's very, very important to write blog in a question based, like how to or whatnot. Even for example, the video that you made in Instagram about the milkshake, right, with the fruits or the smoothie, you can actually blog about it, right? It's very, very important to have a blog. Mr. Anderson, what about testimony? Absolute testimony is good for credibility, so it's good to really have it on the website. But if you have a testimony from your Google page, Facebook page, Yelp, that's even better because people can see the actual so-called customer leaving the reviews. Yes, Hype Editor, that's the one. Yes. Okay, alhamdulillah, that's good. The Hype Auditor is the one, Fahad. That's the one that I recommended, and that's the one that you're using. Yes, that's the one to look for. So she already has it, man. She have it. So you can use Hype Auditor. Okay. So any question about the design? Any question about why you need to focus on how to walk the visitor through your site? So you have to think strategically, because the mistake that most people make, they build the site thinking that if I just visit the website, I'm just going to do everything you want me to do. No, you have to tell them exactly what they need to do, right? And that goes from the call to action to how the page is set up, how it's organized. Okay, it's very, very important. I'm going to share this more detailed ideas with Fahad on how to come up with some sort of frame. I don't think people like to read blogs and Man, don't talk like that, okay? Nobody would know until you take the action and use the analytics. I hear this all the time. Nobody's gonna read this, nobody's gonna do that. Don't think like that. Even if nobody reads it, let's hypothetically say this. Let's say nobody's gonna read it. Okay? Let's just say that. But you know, Google bot reads it. The Google search engine reads it. And if the Google search engine reads it, it will basically, for whoever is searching, so if anybody from Saudi typing that terminologies and the content has those terminologies, then Google gonna show those results. Again, don't throw everything in one basket. You gotta try all the digital marketing technique to get the maximum result. If you only focus, for example, on Instagram, and let's say one day Instagram is shut down, then what are you gonna do? How are you gonna get all the audiences, right? So I would still use the blog and then use the analytics to see how that is working. Because if Masa is, putting all these nutritional content, people need to download those content or write it down or read them. We never know. So the only data can tell you that, for example, if you run Google Keyword Planner. If you have a Gmail account, you can log into your Google Ads, okay? Then go to the tools, go to the settings, go to the tools, and go to Google Keyword Planner, select Jeddah, and type, I don't know, aklat sahiyya, which means healthy food, and see how many people or how many searches been done in Jeddah for that term, right? Once you click on that term, it will take it to Google, then it will show you what kind of results showed up. Are these blogs? Are these medical sites, journals? Make sense? So yeah, man, just listen to what I say. Okay. All right. So any question about the design part? Because that whole UX factor, US design factor has in-depth topic we can talk about. We haven't even addressed people with disability, the blind people. We haven't even addressed that. There's a whole different rule for that. In the US, it's a federal law. We have a law in the US that the website has to be compliant with the American with Disability Act. That's a whole different subject. We can talk about it, inshallah, next time. Now, let's talk about some of the technical side of things, right? One of the reasons the website has to, besides the usability and the functionality factor, we have to talk about the search engine and the on-page SEO factors. One of there are more than 200 to 1,000 factors to rank your website, and one of them is the speed. The first thing is make sure that you have the HTTPS right here. That's very important to have that. Second thing is speed of the website. So let me check and see what is the speed. Oh my God. So there you go. The speed of this website, of course, is very old, I understand. On the mobile device is 11%. It should be at least 90 to 100%. And this tool, Google Page Speed Insight, will show you where the problem is so you can fix it. Okay, all these has to be fixed, which means in the new website, Fahad, you gotta make sure that you don't have any of these errors. On the desktop, oh my God, again, so it's 49. It's very bad. Okay, so this is one tool, and every tool is different. So this is one tool I used. My second favorite tool is GTmetrix. So GTmetrix saying the same thing. The score is super bad. Something with the caching, something with the compression. Images are probably too big. Maybe with the server. So when you click on this option, it shows exactly what the problem is. If you click this option, JavaScript, it tells you what the problem is. And since Fahad is a developer, I'm sure he can figure it out. Okay, so you are in good hands. So no worries. We design everything like the site I showed you. Yes, absolutely. But we gotta learn from these mistakes. So we gotta make sure that we're not going to repeat the same problem with the new website. Even after you build a new website, Fahad, I'm gonna have to triple analyze it for you. Okay. The good thing is that the website is mobile friendly. That's the only positive part. But look how it looks. Look, see, there's some issues right there. Even this mobile friendly, but look how it looks. Okay. So that's the second test, which is the speed of the website that has to be fixed. Let me see, what do you have? Your on-page analysis score, 48 out of 100. You don't have, let's see, optimize your videos and images. So right now your on-page SEO says what? أخصائية التغذية ماسة البيطار نادي التغذية والعناية وبالصحة للجميع. So this is where the keyword should stay. So we need to do a keyword research and find out what does your customer look for in Jeddah. When they look for like a healthy content, what do they type? And the keyword has to be here. You are missing a meta description. The meta description basically describes that what that page is about. Okay, this is basic SEO stuff. No problem, man. So that means every single page right here, every single page, all these pages, right, and the sub pages, okay, all these must have their own page title or title tag, and the title tag should not exceed 70 characters, including spaces, and the meta description. The title tag does have an SEO factor, and the title tag has to be relevant. If one particular page, for example, here, if this page talks about beauty, then the keyword in the description of that page will talk about beauty through through health. Make sense? So every single page must have not more than 70 characters, including spaces, with the proper relevant keyword of the subject of that page, and also meta description. For that, you need to use Yoast plugin to help you with that. Okay. So let's see what else is missing. A lot of your images don't have alternative text. This is very, very important for blind people to understand the images that you have on the website. What are those images? So you have to put an example. Let's say if you take this image here, you can say an image of a pizza in a plate. You have to mention that in terms of title tag. I mean, sorry, the alternative text. It's very important. It's part of the SEO factor as well. So language is English and Arabic. You have an issue with the 301 redirects. You have to look into your server. There's a problem with the link resolution right there. Okay, these are good. Looks like you have a Google Search Console. Good. Let's see what else. Everything else looks fine. Got the schema. Oh, it says you have a SSL certificate, which is weird. Maybe you have to check with the hosting provider, because when I look at it from here, I don't see the SSL, but my tools keep telling me that you do have an SSL certification. Let's see. Apache. And you have the analytics. Okay, Fahad, you need to ask her to give you access to Google Analytics and the Google Search Console. In fact, if you give me the access, I would love to look at it and see why. Because having the analytics will tell us when the visitor came to your website, where did they come from, how many minutes they spent, what are they looking on the page. It's very important to have some data through those. So that's good. I'm glad that you have those two things. Okay. All right. So that's my feedback on the website. Once you build the site with a strategic plan, then you can utilize the organic social media to get the traffic from your social channels, including the Instagram, because on the Instagram, you can basically change the link from the Google group to your new website. Then for your course, I know the course was set up in ClickFunnels. I wish the course was set up with the same domain, like a sub page, right, or a subdomain, and have the course sit on the website so all the traffic can come to the site. But regardless of the case, if you're still using the ClickFunnels, that's fine. But you do have to, and it depends on you. If you don't care about how long you're gonna collect the audience, you can do things organically. But if you do want to collect more data and get customers quickly, then my advice is to run Facebook advertising and Instagram advertising, especially with nowadays more people spending more time on their social channels. Yes, that'd be awesome, man. That would be awesome. Okay, so tomorrow, let's see, tomorrow maybe around the same time, I'm gonna talk about if you want me to discuss the strategies and improvement on the Instagram, LinkedIn, on the social channels, I'll do that tomorrow. But let me know what subject you want me to cover for tomorrow. Okay, I hope this was beneficial. I mean, this is very, very important when building a site. If you want the site work for you, you have to think from this perspective: who is my target audience? I'm attracting them to my website, and my website will convert them into paying customers, right? So in order to connect these three, you have to create the website in a way that will do its job, right? So you do have to tell people exactly what they need to do. Make sense? So for the Instagram, you suggest I keep the content as is. Is it good? The visual feed, and I start focusing on the other channels. No. What I'm saying, you're doing good on the Instagram, right? You're doing good, but the other channels, I see the conversation and the interaction on the other channels very low. What I'm saying, also invest time on the other channels, right? But we do have to look at the analytics. For example, I'm all about data, so you can look at your Facebook page inside, look at the analytics, see what's happening, right? Because if those content works on Instagram, you can use the same content posted on Facebook as well, especially if the audience are not the same. You have more audience on Instagram, which means a lot of those audiences are not on Facebook or LinkedIn and so forth. Makes sense? Christine says, thank you, Yusuf. You're most welcome. You want the access now? Just give me any time, and not right now, this moment. You can send me today. I'll look into it. But because I know your hype auditor gives you more information, right? It gives you more information about the activities and what time and the quality of the lead. So you can utilize those data to continue, because the content in Instagram to me seems okay. I mean, people are engaging, they're talking, they're sharing, and the way you're posting the content is good. You have the Arabic, then you have the English, then you have the hashtag. That's very good, right? But what I'm talking about is, if you want to sell the course, or once the new website is ready, then we have to make sure that the profile will have the new website, right? And we also have to see what else we can do to increase the engagement on all the social channels, plus specifically on your Instagram. Okay. So any more questions, everybody? It is 6:51 p.m. Central Time right here in San Antonio, Texas. Any more questions? If anybody wants me to look at their website to give you feedback, let me know. Send me a message, DM me, and I will do a full analysis. Because what I love the most when it comes to online digital marketing is the data. I love data because the data can help us understand what's happening. We don't want to do anything without having these information of data, right? Data analysis to understand how the visitor are behaving, what do they like. Now, there is this one tool I highly recommend, but I don't know if it works in Arabic or in Saudi. This is one of my favorite tools. It's called Answer the Public. Maybe you can use it for your market research, right? See, Answer the Public. My favorite tool. It is attached to Google's database for the people also ask. And the cool thing about this tool, what I love about it, it basically tells me what kind of questions my interested customers or target audience are asking. Okay, so this is something you can use. There you go. See all these awesome questions: where, when, why, how. And you can also click on these questions and it will take it to Google. Then it will show you what kind of content are showing up. Sometimes you can share third-party content on your social to build that expertise level, but you can also see what's popular, so you can write your own content based on these popular questions. Make sense? So now you have no excuse not even to blog, right? You want to be the expert. You want to be basically the solution based person. You want to be the go getter. When people want to ask questions about health, yoga, or healthy food, they should find you, because the behavior of most people online on search versus social, people go to social to have fun and waste time and do good thing and mostly stupid thing, right? I don't know why I said that. But when people go to search, they go there to search for something, whether it's a product, it's a service, information. So the behavior is a little bit different. So you have to be on both. Make sense? So make sure to check out the Answer the Public for more research on your content. Okay. You must welcome. Thank you. And again, if anybody has any question, make sure you send me messages to my Facebook or my Twitter or any of the social channels. Just look up for my name, Yusuf Chowdhury, and I'd be more than happy to give you guys some feedback and help you out. So this is a time where, since most people are at home, not everybody, because some people still are working, How is possible to manage all by myself? It's really exhausting. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I'm glad you asked that question. There is no way because if you want to manage everything by yourself, you are going to become an employee for your own business. So you're not going to be a business person anymore. You're going to, working for your business. You don't want that. So one way for the social channels, my recommendation is look into Buffer. Okay, look into Buffer because with Buffer, what you can do, you have a couple options. You can hire somebody, okay, to do that for you, or you can do it by yourself, right? I mean, in Jeddah, you can probably find so many students that wants to do. I don't know if you want to do it for college credit, you can try to do that too, right? But if you do want to do it by yourself, then you need to look into scheduling software like Buffer.com, and you spend one weekend to gather, create all the image-based content, all the video content, and schedule it for the whole month. That way, you don't have to do it every day, right? The only thing you have to do every day is when you look at the tool or the apps that you have on your mobile device. When somebody engage with you, then you can respond. Makes sense, because the majority of your time, besides taking care of your family, is that you have to focus on what going to generate that money, that income, which is the course that you're building, and your I think yoga classes, right? So you have to focus on where the thing that generate more money, right? All this stuff, it is going to be time consuming because there's a lot of work for sure. So you have to find out ways on how to either schedule them, minimize some of the tasks, and focus on what brings you the most of the result, right? And I'm glad you're doing this because you're already having Fahad to help you with some of those options. So that's what I would suggest. Look at some of your tasks. Which one is more important? That's bringing me some type of result, whether it's conversation with the customers or one-on-one communication with them or earning income, and which is the one that just taking too much time and there's a long what do you call it, result. Like the social media organic post will take you forever to get something, right? So figure out where you want to spend the time with, right? And if you can hire somebody to help you with, that's another option because I do a lot of classes and coaching to a lot of small business owner here in San Antonio, Texas, and I show them everything. But at the end of the day, some of the small business realize that there's so much work. I'd rather have somebody else do it if they have the budget. But if not, then in that situation, you have to take the sacrifice and do everything by yourself, right? Just gotta work very hard, okay? Until you reach that level, then everything can, just like the tipping point, and everything can just run by itself, okay? All right, any more questions? It is 6:57 p.m. Central Time right here in San Antonio, Texas. If y'all enjoyed watching this live streaming, please do me a favor, go ahead and share it. Tag some of your cool colleagues and friends, not the one that suck and boring. And yeah, besides tagging them, share this, please. I would highly appreciate it. If there's any subject you want me to cover tomorrow, do let me know. Put it in the comment section. Send me a direct message, and I'll be back tomorrow for sure. I'll be doing live streaming Monday to Friday around this time, maybe 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 or 8, depends, but around those times. Nick, what's going on? How can we get price info? What do you mean, how can we get price info? Please elaborate your question. Elaborate your questions, Nick. I did not understand what do you mean by how can we get price info. Hey Jen, what's going on? It's been a while. How you doing? Thank you so much again. It's 3 a.m. Yeah, I was I was surprised. I'm like, what? That's commitment. I'm inspired that I'm sharing this here, and it's at 3 a.m. there, and you're all watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate it too. Nick, what do you mean by get the price info? Are you talking about my services or something else? Let me know. It is 6:59 p.m. Oh, sure. Yeah, definitely. Send me a DM. I have several prices because I do provide services in web development, SEO, online ads, graphic design, all the digital marketing services I do provide. Send me a DM messages and I'm going to tell you because most of it is custom prices. So it's based on what you exactly do. And let's see. Okay. So it's based on what you want to do, but I can give you a rough estimate what are my typical prices for, marketing and website and stuff like that, so you can have an idea. For sure, send me a direct message. All right, folks, it is almost 6:59. Okay, I'm gonna wait for one more minute, and if nobody asks, I'm going to Bonds. There you go, 7 p.m. Nobody else is asking any question. Thank you so much again, everybody, for being with me here this evening. All right, I'll definitely get back with you all tomorrow, so don't forget, send me your questions. Have a good one, stay safe, and stay productive. Bye bye for now.